Rarely in product development do you have a blank checkbook. You're always operating to a budget and with the obviously the expectation of meeting that budget at the end of your product development. And however, that's obviously a big challenge because you're doing something that's never been done before, and you're attempting to predict and achieve something that's an unknown, unrepeatable process. So I want to talk a little bit about budgeting and just some downfalls and potential ideas to overcome them. The first thing is most budgets are wrong or incomplete. And a big component of that is that they're missing information. They're missing activities. They didn't think about certain materials that might be needed to accomplish that. And that's what I'd call in a bottoms-up approach, where you look at every single task, every potential component, and you try and boil those up from a level of detail on up. But it's the missing or incomplete information that's hurting you in that case. The other side is if you just kind of look holistically at a project overall, they call it top-down, there's a chance that those are just going to be wrong because of optimism. A lot of people, when you're doing planning, and there's phrases for this, but as you're planning, you kind of imagine how you'd like it to go, not the stumbling and the risks involved to make that really happen. So you're wrong from optimism, or maybe you're wrong in the sense of you know that management always, that you're going to have those surprises, and so you just increase that amount of budget for the unknowns, but all you have is a certain amount that you really know. And so when questioned or challenged on what's really involved there, you get pushed back to, or just your budget's cut back to a known level, but those are things you're going to miss, either things or miss loops, learning loops that are involved in product development. So those are two big categories of errors in budgets or challenges with budgets. I believe the best way to mix or to resolve that is to use a little bit of mixture of both. I think you kind of look at top view, kind of how a project tends to proportion their time. Do as best you can to detail the next phase of activity, but then you can kind of look at that. Let's say that there's 15% of your budget in requirements, another 25% in the next bucket, another bucket after that, and then maybe a final bucket. And you know what those percentages are. Detail that first budget, outline the next, but then you kind of prorate that first detail bucket into those others. So it's kind of a mix of a bottom-up short term, but a broad overall top-down. A lot of techniques within that, but it's really overcoming the missing just because you haven't done it before, or the wrong, partly because of optimism, or pessimism that it's going to be a lot worse, but without any substantiation. If you need some help creating a product development budget, give us a call here at Perry Solutions. We'd love to help you out, and that you can execute your never been done before project in a predictable manner.